Hello Haileybury Year 8s and welcome to the relative pronoun. This pronoun, qui, quai, quod, like the other pronouns which you have seen, has number, so singular and plural, has all three genders, masculine, feminine and neuter, and has forms in all of the cases, nominative, accusative, genitive, dative and ablative. The relative pronoun, like all funny Q words in Latin, are often misunderstood and misremembered in later years, particularly at GCSE. The relative pronoun often comes up at GCSE, and people in Year 11 find it somewhat confusing. So you guys are going to know it now and learn it now. Focusing on the singular, then. Remember we have masculine, feminine, neuter, nominative, accusative, genitive, dative and ablative. So in the nominative, it is qui, quai, quod. In the accusative, quem, quam, quod. The genitive is really helpful because it's always the same. Cuius, cuius, cuius. The dative, again, similar. Cui, cui, cui. And then the ablative, quo, qua, quo. Q's and C's in Latin are very similar, which is why the genitive is cuius rather than, well, however you pronounce it, quius, I guess, with a Q. So, qui, quai, quod, quem, quam, quod, cuius, 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 cui, 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 quo, qua, quo. Over to the plural then. The masculine nominative plural is also qui, much like the nominative singular. So we have qui, quai, quai. Watch out for the feminine and neuter, they are the same. Quai, quai. So, qui, quai, quai, quos, quas, quai. In the genitive, quorum, quarum, quorum. And then the dative and the ablative is quibus, 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 quibus. So, although this pronoun looks confusing and has lots of Q's, it does make logical sense from what you've learnt previously. So if you look at the ablative singular, it ends in O, A, O, very much like the first and second declension. Equally, in the accusative, quos, quas, are similar to the first and second declension. The neuter, as always, is the same in the nominative and the accusative, nominative and accusative. And equally, the ibus, ibus, ibus endings are very similar to the third declension ibus endings of your rex type nouns. So, just to reinforce, from the singular, qui, quai, quod, quem, quam, quod, cuius, 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 cui, 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 quo, qua, quo. In the plural, qui, quai, quai, quos, quas, quai, quorum, quarum, quorum, quibus, 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 quibus. Now finally, I've given you two examples of how the relative pronoun fits into a Latin sentence to make a relative clause. We have femina quam puer amat domum ambulat. So, the woman whom the boy loves walks home. And at the bottom there, dominum qui est in horto videmus. We see the master who is in the garden. If you come to revise relative pronouns, please search this video on YouTube, and I hope it helps.